If you're a white person, we need to start getting even louder on behalf of our friends and family who are minorities. Our government has antagonized them to no end. They're ripping up the street that proclaimed Black Lives Matter. They're removing accomplishments from our minority service members off of the Pentagon website. And now our federal government erased a ban on contractors who run segregated facilities. They are trying so hard to enrage our brothers and sisters of color. They want them angry and they want them out in the streets. It is so clear. I'm so proud of them for not taking the bait. I'm so proud of them for staying home and resting. But as they do, we have to fight on their behalf. The Civil Rights Act was only passed in 1964. I'm in my early 40s, but my parents grew up with segregation in their schools. And there's no way in hell, all these years later, we're going to go backwards to anything even remotely resembling that. If places are segregated and say whites only, that's not a place I will ever be. And any line of thinking that keeps us separate from one another is a thinking that we need to reject loudly and wholeheartedly. Nobody is better than anybody else in this country because of the color of their skin. We are not, in 2025, going to sit around and watch as a bunch of people make laws trying to make us go backwards. We have to be the loudest ones. We have to be the protectors. We have to be the allies. We have to be the advocates. We have to be the ones whose voices are the loudest in saying, we will not go backwards, and you will not oppress the minority community. Not on our watch. Not now. And not ever.
What's up, family? Welcome back to my YouTube space. I am the Kenyan Beast. Of course, we are doing it the African way, every day, every time. Now, the video that I'm going to do today is that white people are finally realizing that black people were right, because I have seen videos, or the videos that I'm going to play on to you today are white people telling others, some white people are telling others it is now time to join and voice out concerns about the minority group. White people are telling the other community or their own community it's now time to talk and support, or it's now time to stand and support black people. And that's why I'm saying they have realized that black people are right. They have realized that everything that black people are saying is right. And main thing is the reason why some black people, or the reason why some white people are now telling their own community to come out and speak out is because it is now their time. Now the things that black people are talking about, it has reached on their doorsteps. So that's what I'm going to say today. Something that might shake a few folks, either black folks or white folks. So white people are now waking up to the truths that black people have been shouting for so long. Before I go deep into this video, I want to play you some few clips that are featured here so that we know or we understand what's going on. I want to play you videos of some white people talking about these issues, and then we know what next.
You're saying more black people get abortion.
Yes. So I look
okay,
at
why is that, white lady? White lady, why do more black people get abortion? Because abortions are based on what? Lack of access to resources. Because abortions disproportionately happen to impoverished people. Why are black people more impoverished than white people? Because of white supremacy. So thank you for pointing out that people that have been forced into poverty through systemic racism of the last 200 years are forced to abort their baby more because of the lack of resources to be able to raise a baby. And then you, as a white lady, use that as your talking point to take the health care away from those same women that are suffering in those same impoverished neighborhoods, because you don't want to acknowledge the white supremacy behind it all. Go ahead.
Listen, black women have been already telling us about it since the beginning of humanity. So much so that it's black women who created the language to talk about it, to restore and heal from it, and also the vision for the world beyond it. The it here is understanding that intersectionality and addressing misogyny are at the center of addressing all systems of oppression. Black, indigenous women of color have given us the language, the tools, and the blueprint. The rest of us, the whole world, understanding that vital truth, the sooner we get there. How grateful we should be that not only were we given the tools to liberate the world, but also the invitation for all of us to move forward toward it. Let's get there.
They're saying that minorities will want to get even with white people once white people become a racial minority here in the United States. Here's the thing that white people don't understand. All non-white people want is to be left alone. So as the white population starts to go down and other populations start to rise, again, non-white communities want to be left alone. It's not about retribution. It's not about vengeance. All of that would have happened a long time ago. It's about leave me alone and let me live my life. But white people have this great fear of what not being in power will mean for them. And who are they? Who am I as a white person if I am not in power, if I am not the oppressor, if I am not the one making all of the rules, and having everyone do things my way? That's the fear.
This might be a hot take, but I don't see color is not a good thing. A lot of white people use this as an excuse to prove that they're not racist, when in reality, they're actually demonstrating that they have zero cultural competence. Everyone is different. Everyone comes from different cultural backgrounds, has different religious practices, family traditions, and other aspects of their life that make them unique. It is almost, to me, a way of forcing assimilation. You're saying, I don't care what you look like as long as you conform to these standards. And that's typically the way that I see it used by when white people say this. But the second someone starts to act like the stereotype of what people think of, then that becomes a problem. Wearing traditional regalia from your country, or speaking in your native language, or making traditional food from your culture, those things become issues because you are not assimilating in the way that white people expect. So when they say, I don't see color, they absolutely do, but they will ignore the fact that you look different if you assimilate. The goal is to be like, I do see you, I recognize you're different from me, but that's okay, and I accept everyone's differences. We all are unique and bring very interesting things to the table. Peace and love.
With all this talk about white women supporting Black-owned businesses, especially businesses owned by Black women, I thought now might be a good time to remind you all that Goodreads is owned by Jeff Bezos, and Storygraph was started by and owned by a Black woman. And I myself am a premium member to help support that company. So if you're considering where you're putting your money and your time and your energy and your support, you might consider exporting all of your data from Goodreads and uploading all of it into Storygraph, and maybe even becoming a premium member.
In too many white households, not talking about racism was seen as solving racism. Instead of facing an issue and going, hey, this is a problem, what can we do differently? They sort of internalized it as though we did a thing. What if we tried not doing a thing or ignoring the thing? Then we wouldn't be doing a racism. So what you end up with is all of these white people that grew up in homes where racial issues weren't talked about. There was an element or an air of like, hey, you treat people different than you the same, and they'll treat you the same. You know, you don't treat them as though they're different, when the truth is they are different because they have different lived experiences. And when you sit there and you grow back-to-back generations of kids, especially Caucasian males, and you tell them everyone's the same, everyone's the same, everyone's the same, they believe, they have internalized that every Black woman and man out in the world, they have internalized that they've had the same experience as them. So then, not only do they feel that way, they end up in this total nonsense space of this stupid white echo chamber of like, oh, it's just jokes, it's just jokes, it's just jokes. And then they think they're being funny by saying things that when they're around a black person says, and for everybody that follows me that's Black, or everybody that's seeing, you know this experience, telling someone that's racist, and a white person looking you dead in the face and going, no, it's not. I have been a third party around Black friends when they have told people that, and I'm just like, dude, Chad Tyler, you don't get to say what another person finds offensive. You can have a conversation about how we got there, but you don't get to tell another person what does and does not offend them. And Too many absent fathers and over-energetic boy moms thinking their little Angel, their little Tyler, their little Chads and their little Judsons and Jacksons are perfect little specimens of humanity, while their kids are taken, they're 25 and they're doing nothing but listening to Joe Rogan, and they're just asking questions, and Theo Vaughn and Andrew Schultz is their favorite comedian, and they all have their stupid little mullets and their mustaches, and they think doing racisms is totally funny because they were told if you just treat everyone the same and pretend it doesn't exist, it makes racism go away.
Welcome back. You have heard the videos. White people are now calling their own communities. They are talking about what is happening, accepting or realizing black people are right about some things. So it is obvious. It is obvious that it will reach a point that all people will be the same. And now this is the point, because as we were saying, the white America is not for all people. The white America is only for the rich white people. And black people have been telling the truth for generations. We have been saying that the system is broken. We have been saying that racism is real. We have been saying that equality is by design. And we have been saying that justice is selective. That is what black people have been vocal about it for so long. And we were dismissed. They said that maybe we are angry. They said that maybe we are exaggerating. They say that maybe we are lazy as black people. But right now, let me tell you, right now, everything we said is showing up in plain sight. It is showing up in plain sight because white people right now are facing the hardship. The inequality or the equality is not for everyone, as we said. Now, white people are like, wow, I had no idea that it was this deep. I did not have idea that we as the privileged one will get at this point. Oh, black people, you are right. Oh, we want to support you. That's what now white people are saying out here. And that's okay. It's okay because we are seeing the support of everyone. But where were you when we were being ignored? Where were you when we needed you the most? Where were you when we were on the streets shouting about this, shouting about police brutality, shouting about inequality? Where were you? That's what we need to ask. Or that's the question I'm asking a lot. So, this isn't just about guilty. This is about survival. Some white people are starting to see their system crumbling. Police now don't look like protectors anymore. Education now doesn't look like fair. The economy is exposing who it was never meant for. When Trump got in power, everything scattered. White people were going to the gas stations. It was expensive. Black people, same. Latinos, same. Asians, same. When they were going to buy eggs, it was expensive. Everyone was the same. It never chose that this is for black people, this is for white people. The economy scrambled for everyone, and that's where they started realizing this. Now they want to align themselves with justice. With justice. But let's ask this question. Let me ask you this question. Is this genuine? The cry we are seeing, is it genuine? The support they want to give black people, is it genuine? Because we have been believing in them for so long, and they have been failing us a number of times. So that's the question we need to ask ourselves. So we are getting allyship now, but it's often performative because kneeling with neat clothes, like white people can kneel down with the neat clothes, posting black squares, what I'm trying to say, saying Black Lives Matters with no action behind. You know what I'm saying? And you are not helping if you are still centering yourself. Yeah, you ain't helping if you are still centering yourself. So, let me say this. Do black people need white people's voice to be free? Do we black people need them for us to achieve something? Do we need them for the survival? That's the question I've been asking since I was watching these videos. Do we need the voice of white people? And a lot of black people who have come across my black American family, Jamaican family, and African family, I asked this same question before I did this video. Do you need white people voice for you to be free? And 99% of them said no. Let me repeat again. They said no. We don't need them voice. We don't need white people's voice. And they went ahead and told me, for decades, we have organized, resisted, built, and thrived by our own terms. And we as black people, we didn't need approval from anyone. You know, when we were fighting for civil rights, we didn't need for approval. When we were fighting for equality, we didn't need for approval. When we were fighting for the voter suppression, we didn't need approval. When we were fighting for Black Lives Matters, we didn't need approval. As black people, we are good at organizing. Since back then, our forefathers were so good in organizing. 400 years ago, the people that have been fighting for the rights, even right now, we have something like a leader, Ibrahim Traore from Burkina Faso. He does not need approval from anyone for him to organize. He does not need approval from anyone to say, France, you must go. He does not need approval from anyone for him to say, no CFA franc, and we are starting our own currency. So we have been organizing for so long. We didn't need their voice when we were creating jazz, the music, they are thriving, the hip-hop. We did not need their voice or their approval for that. When we were creating the culture that they are enjoying right now, we did not build their approval. So we don't need validation to know our worth. That's black people, because we are the blueprint. We are the nature. We are the human, the first human being on the face of the earth. We are the mother of everyone. So as a mother or as a parent, I don't need approval or validation from my son or from my daughter for me to do some things that I think it is better for everyone. So what we need to do for white people to stop speaking for us, what we need is for white people to stop, I think. Yeah, because when white people speak for us, I believe it will come with some things. We have known this for years. It does not come for free. It doesn't come for free. When you see the white system somewhere trying to support you, trying to give you aids and everything and the loans, it does not come for free. Number one, they need something from you. And we have seen that for decades. So what we need to do as black people, or what maybe white people need to do, is to use your platform to amplify us. Use your money to support us and let us lead. But don't hijack our movement to feel better about yourself. The movement that have been there for so long without your face there, don't hijack that. But you can use your money to support us, but we will be leading. You can use your platform to amplify black people or to amplify black communities, because we are not charity project and we are not your redemption. That's what I'm trying to think. Now, let me talk about something here. When white supporter turns into white control, I know everyone have seen it. Everyone have seen it. I know I'm talking to very intellectual people who, my viewers, I'm so happy you are very intellectual and you are very advanced. Because the things I'm talking is already things you already know. And I find sometimes in my comment section you are telling me, we have been telling you all for decades. We have been saying this for decades. So I'm so happy I got an audience that are so focused and intellectual, an audience that they know what is happening. Because when white support turn into white control, and we have seen that, and equity and profit, all black faces on the flyers, but white people pulling away every strings behind the scenes. Black stories in Hollywood told by white people and white producers. I know you understand what I'm trying to say. Politicians using black pain in speeches, but doing nothing to change the condition. In one of my comment section, someone said this: don't you see these guys monetizing from our black pain and black speeches, or you know? And let me answer this for now. The black pain you are talking about, I am black, and the pain you are going through, I'm going through. In Africa, we are going through a lot, in many ways, in corruption way, in suppression way, in still colonized mind, and that's why a lot of black people are running away and going to this land to think that they are going to make it. It's because we have a lot of suppression in our community here, and that's why I don't use black pain for free. I'm talking about solutions. I'm talking about how we're gonna change this. So it's only the white folks or Asian that can use black pain on their favors. For example, politicians. Let me use an example of Donald Trump. When he was vying for the seat, he told black people, don't you see that you are poor? Don't you see that you have been this for decades? Try me so that I can change your lives. He uses black pain to get some votes from black people. That's what we mean. So we may say this. They say they want to help her, but it helps with control, or they help with control. Okay? Support with conditions and funding with limits. Or when they fund, they need something back. Okay? So that's not allyship. That's colonization in disguise. And that's why a lot of countries that are free, like Burkina Faso, they have said no to IMF, no to this aid. Because when you are giving us with conditions, that's not help. That is colonization. So you are trying to help me, but you are using that help because you are helping me because I'm in pain. You are using that pain on your own. Maybe political influence, economic influence, or you just want to be everywhere, to center yourself everywhere. Okay? So, as I said, that is colonization. That is not help. So, black power is rising every day, and black people are rising, and new black leaders are coming. See everywhere. I've seen Kenyan content creators, they are doing good job, that they are channeling the black voice. So black power is rising, and we are going to see the shift anytime soon. And Africa is rejecting Western control. Black creators dominate platforms. You have seen, black creators are now dominating platform. We have black thinkers, leaders, black builders, and we are leading on our own. And that's why we are saying we are organizing, we are building, we are creating as black people, and we have been doing that for so long. And that scares white folks, because the lie that was always told that we needed them, we have done with that. That we are helpless without them, we have done with that. But the truth here is they need us, okay? They need us to validate their own sense of justice. They need us so they can sleep at night. They need us so they can be peaceful. But guess what? Guess what? We are not waiting for them to wake up. We are already moving as black people. Either moving in silence, moving in actions, in any way. We are already moving. And the train has left the station and is black powered. That's what we need to know. We are already moving as black people. So, to white people who are realizing just now the truth, you are welcome. You are late, but at least you made it. At least you know what has been happening. Now, if you want to help as a white person, if you want to help, just sit down, listen, support, don't lead, don't dominate. Because black people has never needed your voice to rise. We are rising by our own. I'm not saying that in a bad way, but it is reality. Black people have been rising on their own. We have been organizing on their own. And when we are organizing, we are moving. You may find that the white people are going on the behind, so that white people or black people are receiving the punches. When we go on the protest, it's always black people on the front line. White people are always behind. You know, when it comes to people who are getting arrested, it's black people who got arrested, you know? But white people are on behind. So we have been like this for so long, and we do not need any validation. Personally, I think I don't need the voice from them. Personally, I don't know you. Tell them in the comment section if you need their voice or you are okay. Tell them in the comment section what you think about that, okay? Now, thanks for watching this video. I am the Kenyan Beast. And if you think this message is good, drop your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And what I need you to do, I need you to join my membership channel. It's okay for the support and everything. Till next episode, peace out.